It's 7:30. Good morning, I'm Ian Crouch with Hunter News. The head of the Williamtown RAF base has called for Defence to pay compensation to residents affected by the water contamination scare. Air Commodore Steve Robertson told last night's community meeting if the ADF is responsible for chemicals affecting groundwater in the area, then it's their responsibility to help residents who've been affected. State government officials and investigators will meet today to discuss their options. A man remains on the run following a tomahawk attack at Mayfield. Joanne Elliott from Police Headquarters says two men who know each other became involved in an argument outside a house on Upfold Street yesterday morning when the alleged victim was struck with the weapon, leaving him with a 12-centimetre gash to his neck.
Our emergency services were called to the premises. However, the alleged offender had already fled the scene. A 34-year-old man was treated by paramedics. He was taken to John Hunter Hospital where he underwent emergency surgery. Investigators attached to Newcastle Local Area Command now want to speak to a 37-year-old man in relation to this incident.
He's described as being of Caucasian appearance, about 178 centimetres tall with a thin build and wearing black clothing. It's believed he may be travelling in a black Hyundai with New South Wales Rego AQ76RU. A 29-year-old man is due to front Newcastle local court today on firearms charges following his arrest last night. Officers pulled over a car for a random breath test on Dobell Drive at Wangi at about 11 o'clock. A search of the car allegedly uncovered a homemade gun and a knife. The man's been charged with a number of firearms offences and having custody of a knife. He's been refused bail ahead of today's court appearance. Hunter New England Health has confirmed an elderly woman has died after contracting meningococcal disease. Close contacts of the woman have been prescribed antibiotics as a precaution. Doctors say the case is an isolated one and there are no links between this one and any other case this year. It's the fifth confirmed case in the Hunter this year. There were 11 cases in 2014. The Rural Fire Service is urging Hunter residents to be safe during the bushfire danger period, which starts today. Residents in Maitland, Dungog, Cessnock and Port Stephens will need a permit from now on if they want to carry out burn-offs on their properties. RFS Community Safety Officer Bert Pippin is urging all of us to have a bushfire survival plan.
People living in the urban interface with bushlands should go to our website www.rfs.newsouthwales.gov.au. You can download a bushfire survival plan from there. It is important that you have one in place so you and your family members know what to do in the case of a fire.
And it's graduation day for hundreds of students at the University of Newcastle. More than 1,100 people will officially wrap up their studies across arts, science, business and law, as well as health and medicine. Graduation ceremonies will be held today and tomorrow.
Sport, thanks to our sponsor Warners Bay Sports Club.
The Newcastle Knights New South Wales Cup side have no time to rest despite taking out the premiership against the Wyon Roos over the weekend. The side still needs to contest the State Cup against the Ipswich Jets in the NRL Grand Final curtain raiser on Sunday. Utility back Kerrod Holland says it's hard to tell what his side are up against, having not played the Queensland team before.
It's hard to know because we haven't played them throughout the year, so we'll do a bit of video on them. I'd say Matty will have a game plan of what we need to execute to try and come away with a win.
Toronto golfer Callan O'Reilly got off to a rocky start in the South Pacific Ocean Championship in Noumea this week when the bag containing his clubs and contact lenses didn't arrive in New Caledonia. The 24-year-old wasn't fazed by the incident, using borrowed clubs to be 4 under after 6 holes before falling back to a 1 under 70 for the round. Charlestown's James Niddy sits 1 shot behind Daniel Valente after the round. And in cricket, the Newcastle District Cricket Association season begins on Saturday, with last season's victors Merewether taking on Charlestown at Kahibla Oval from 9:30. That's sport. I'm Emily Crowe.
2 NURFM News Time 26 to 8.